This game is called Rob the Nest. The game works on being able to run, get the ball from a different nest, and bring it back to your own nest. What you're trying to do is the players are only allowed to take one ball at a time, and they're starting off by just picking the ball up out of the one nest and bringing it back to their own one. To progress it on, then you've got different skills that you can move on to as well. So you can look at the crouch lift from getting the ball from the ground into the player's hands. When travelling from the nest that they get the ball from back to their home nest, they can look at hopping or soloing the ball. And then the most advanced version would be then one person in the team stays in the nest, and then when they're bringing the ball back to their nest, they can hand pass it to the player that's inside in the nest. The stepper model for this game is, so for the space, you're looking at having four corners of a grid, about 10 to 15 meters apart from each other. The older the players are, the more space you have between the cones in order for them to do more running. For the time you'd play the game, you'd be looking to play the game for about 1 minute to 2 minutes for each round, and then doing a bit of coaching in between each round and giving them a little break. For the equipment, you can look at using footballs or the soft foam balls that we have in this video. Doesn't really make a difference. For the players, then what you're doing is you're dividing the overall group into 4 or 5 different teams, depending on how many players you have. You want to have 2 or 3 players with each team, and then the rules of the game is that the player is only allowed to take one ball from another nest back to theirs. They're not allowed to protect their nest, so they don't score. They don't score any points. It doesn't matter how many balls are in their nest at the end of the game. All that matters is how many they bring back over the course of the 1 to 2 minutes. So they could end up with no balls in their nest at the end of the game, but they could have scored 10 points. So what we're looking for is players not to be standing over their nest. They're running around. Once they bring a ball back, they straight away go to another nest. Another rule that you're looking for is that they're not going to the same nest all the time. So if they go to, say, if we've got a group, one nest is a red nest, instead they can't go over and back to that nest all the time, so they have to go to a different nest every time in a row. Things you want to see is that the players are constantly moving all the time. You want them to be working on the skills. So when you progress it on a little bit and doing the different skills, you want to see them, are they picking the ball up off the ground correctly? Are they doing their hop and solo? In order to challenge them, then you can get them to do it with their non-preferred side as well. Common errors you're going to see in this game, especially with younger kids, is that they're going to try and bring more than one ball at a time. So just when you're with the coach, just making sure you're keeping an eye that they're only taking one at a time. And then other common errors you might see as well is that they're standing over their nest protecting it rather than trying to go and get a ball somewhere else.